Apple's HomePod was a bit of a tough sell when it launched in 2018. The $350 speaker was far more expensive than the Amazon Echo or Google Home, and Siri was less capable than Alexa or Google Assistant. One thing was undeniable though, the HomePod sounded excellent. 2.5 years later, Apple is expanding its lineup with the HomePod Mini, a tiny spherical speaker priced at $100 that promises great audio quality and improved Siri smarts. At the same time, Google and Amazon both released updates to their speaker lineup, with similar promises of better sound at the same price. Considering how dominant Amazon and Google are, the HomePod Mini's success is far from assured. But after spending a few weeks with it, Apple might have hit on the right formula this time. Small gadgets are often undeniably cute, and that's the case with the HomePod Mini. Holding the small speaker in my hand feels like holding an orange, albeit one with a flat bottom and top. I was taken aback at just how small it was, only 3.3 inches tall and just under 4 inches wide. Despite its ball-like shape, the HomePod Mini feels quite similar to its larger sibling, with a fabric cover that comes in white or space gray, rubber bottom, and glossy plastic top. The HomePod Mini is meant to blend into your environment, and its small size means it's easy to tuck away anywhere you want. Like Amazon's new spherical design for its Echo lineup, the round shape takes a little getting used to, and some may not care for it, but it's fairly inoffensive to my eyes. Setting up the original HomePod was easy, and that's the case here as well. Just plug in the speaker and bring your iPhone or iPad near. It'll automatically detect the device and guide you through setup. Once that's done, you can start asking the HomePod Mini to play music from your Apple Music account. Before getting into Siri's broader capabilities as a voice assistant, I'll say that it works well for music control. Despite the HomePod Mini's small size, it does include 4 microphones, which meant it reliably responded to Hey Siri requests, even if the music was pretty loud or I was across the room. Siri seems a little smarter than Alexa or Google Assistant about music requests, at least in my testing. This is hardly scientific, but I felt like Siri was usually more accurate at parsing my commands and pulling up the songs, albums, or playlists I wanted. I ran into the occasional hiccup, but I generally didn't have problems with Siri as a music assistant. That said, you can also start music playback and directly control the speaker through Apple's Music app on the Mac or iOS if you don't feel like dealing with Siri. Apple claims the HomePod Mini will offer, quote, amazing sound, but the diminutive speaker has a few challenges to overcome compared to its competitors. For starters, it's a much smaller speaker than Amazon's new Echo or Google's Nest Audio. The simple matter of physics when it comes to sound reproduction doesn't work in Apple's favor here. The HomePod Mini speaker also has fewer components. It includes a single full-range driver coupled with 2 passive radiators to increase bass presence. There's also an acoustic waveguide at the bottom of the speaker that pushes audio out in 360 degrees. The Echo and Nest Audio, on the other hand, each have dedicated woofers and tweeters. Apple's response to this is computational audio. The company says the S5 chip in the speaker applies tuning algorithms 180 times per second that analyze and understand the music being played and adjust the output accordingly. Most people won't care about how the HomePod Mini optimizes its sound though, they only care if it sounds good. Fortunately for Apple, the HomePod Mini does indeed sound much better than you'd expect from such a small speaker. It produces balanced audio that is vocal forward, but not at the expense of instrumentation. Mids and highs are generally clear, and the passive radiators are effective at delivering good bass considering the HomePod Mini's small size. Despite being a small mono speaker, the HomePod Mini offered surprising clarity in densely layered guitar-heavy songs from bands like Smashing Pumpkins and Metallica. It sounds better with the volume up over 50%, but even at quieter volumes, it does a good job reproducing complex arrangements, like the last 2 minutes of the Nine Inch Nails classic Closer. And modern pop like Tove Lo and Dua Lipa has decent bass that I could feel through my desk, provided the speaker was turned up loud enough. Ultimately, the HomePod Mini performed better than I expected, but it's still a small speaker. It sounds comparable to Google's Nest Audio, but Amazon's new Echo is clearly better than both of them. It's much louder, with more bass and clearer highs. Of these 3 new $100 smart speakers, the Echo is the clear winner in terms of pure audio quality. If you want to fill a larger space, you can get 2 HomePod Mini speakers and pair them together in stereo, or place them across the room and group them together and play music simultaneously. In stereo, the HomePod Mini sounds even better, with increased clarity, volume, and bass. Since the original HomePod launched 2.5 years ago, Apple has added a host of new features to Siri, like intercom and voice recognition. This means I can send voice messages to other HomePods around the house, and multiple people can ask Siri to send messages, add reminders, create notes, and add new calendar items, and so forth. Finally, the HomePod Mini can work with other music streaming services besides Apple Music. Currently, Pandora is the only other supported option, But Apple also showed Amazon Music when it introduced the HomePod Mini, so it's safe to expect that soon. I set Pandora as my default music service to test, and it worked just as you'd expect, though it was a little slower to pull up songs than Apple Music. The HomePod Mini is a lot easier to recommend than the original. It's significantly cheaper than the first HomePod, which automatically means more people will consider it. And it's a lot more capable than the original was in 2018, with more of the features you'd expect from a smart speaker. And like the Nest Audio, it sounds very good for the price, making it a solid value. Having a strong option for $100 could help Apple take more of the smart speaker market in a way the original HomePod simply couldn't because of its price. That said, the new Echo provides better audio quality at the same price, so it's definitely worth a look. But even if the HomePod Mini isn't the best $100 speaker, it still offers a lot, especially if you're already invested in Apple's ecosystem. For more on the latest Apple devices that have been released this fall and other news on the new smart speakers, please stay tuned to Engadget. Thanks for watching.